Fuck.
All right.
I hit you there with that one.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Doing the math, you was like,
Wow. Like, yeah, like, wow.
Okay. Let's start. I got a track actually.
Wow.
From our guest who's in the building right now, so I'm gonna run it right now. Put the speaker on so you can hear here.
Wow. Yo, that was, yeah. That just put me in a different place.
Okay.
I didn't. That's good.
These eyes. That's
Friday's
just
having
the
a
way
moment.
life goes. Yo, listen, I'm super happy, man.
I told you I was coming too.
Yeah, man. So, I gotta give you this the intro. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever, man. I'm here, man.
Sometimes I try to speed past the intro and just be like, yo, you know, with no further ado. But I gotta give you your flowers while you hear the smell them like Normie say. You know what I'm saying? So, this gentleman here is one of the reasons why we're here. Okay, the We Love Hip Hop podcast. You know what I'm saying? We can't have a We Love Hip Hop podcast without having a Canadian hip hop scene. You know what I'm saying? And
True that.
The foundation of our Canadian hip hop scene, like, it didn't really start to hit the mainstream where I can see it from when I was living in Montreal. And because there's a one thing when people can see what they can see in the city that they're in. But when you're in another city and you're like, yo,
Facts.
that's when you're like, yo, we made it. You know what I'm saying? So, with no further ado, okay?
Yes.
We have the Godfather of Canadian hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And to more than just Canadian hip hop, one of the Godfathers in hip hop, period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The man's a legend.
You know what I'm saying? The conductor.
Conducting things.
You know what I'm saying?
Assistance? No, I go solo, my brother. Yeah, word to the mother. I'll swing while my sisters sing for the brother. Who's conducting things? I'm conducting.
What else can I say? The once upon a time when people in the States would be like, damn, this kid can't be from Canada. You know what I'm saying? Album number 3. You know what I'm saying? Maestro Fresh West in the motherfucking building.
Yes.
Bless. Thanks for having me. Finally, man.
Yes.
We made it.
Finally, thank you for coming
I told
through.
you I was coming, man. I told you I was going to
Thank
slide
you.
through, man. Thanks
This
for
is
having
an
me.
honor.
God bless y'all, man.
This is an honor.
You know, we support each other, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
thanks
man.
for the intro, all that good stuff. Respect.
Thank you, man. Okay, first question, right? First
Yeah.
off, with all the new music, right? What did it even like to drop Backbone Slide, right?
Let it slide, y'all. I don't give a damn. Your backbone quiver, man, oh man. Watch your.
What prompted you to make the comeback that you're making now? Because I was at that party the other day, and you're like, I'm like, there's the new Maestro music, but a lot of people are like, fuck this shit. But you come back.
She knows that deep down inside she regrets that she knows that she should have been more select.
Why? What's the will to keep going, man?
I grew up looking at a lot of rock artists. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm from Scarborough. We grew up like listening to rock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Black Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? I know you didn't expect answers like this from me. You know what I'm
I did
saying?
not.
Let Your Backbone Slide was inspired by a record called The Stroke by Billy Squire, the same dude who did Big Beat. He had a song called The Stroke.
Okay.
And he said, let your backbone slide. I just thought that was ill, you know what I mean? So a lot of my influences came from rock records. And when you look at these rock groups, these monumental rock groups, like Pink Floyd, the Rolling Stones,
Yeah.
their biggest records, well, Pink Floyd's biggest record was a disco record. The Wall was a disco record. Rolling Stones, one of the biggest rock groups ever. One of the biggest albums was a disco record from the Tattoo You album, Emotional Rescue. All right,
From back
so
in
a
the
lot of rock
70s.
groups, you know what I'm saying? And being Canadian now, I've been privy to a lot of information, watching, going to a lot of Junos and stuff, and watching certain things. Look who I met: Bryan Adams, Neil Young. Ain't nothing young about Neil Young. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Leonard Cohen. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Big, iconic cats. But I watch how these white guys are revered.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying? And I got a slogan: we don't make records, we make history. You understand what I'm saying? There's a reason why I'm here after 30 years, because Let Your Backbone Slide ain't a records history, made history. These rock artists, they made their history, understand it? And white dudes revere them. So my whole thing is, I want to make tunes that, you know what? Why can't we be like that 30 years there, 40 years later, cats looking at us? That's why when I seen Killy at the Junos, I'm like, yo, respect.
Yeah.
And he was cool with me. Then I found out we from the same neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this
like
is
how
true.
cool is that?
He's a Scarborough
He's
guy.
from Scarborough.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But I remember that I look at those rock groups. Understand what I'm saying? How they're revered by their peers, and that's what we have to do with hip hop. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's so much negative energy, and we're genetically modified in a lot of ways to think we can't do certain things. Socially engineered to think you get to a certain age, you can't go on and do certain things. But it's only with us. How come it ain't like with other genres of music? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're
So
right.
that what made me feel like, nah, man, I'm gonna make music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I turned my ears off from a lot of things in order for me to be progressive. You know what I'm saying? I remember we didn't talk about it, but we'll talk about this.
No,
I remember
let's
you
do
guys were at one point, because I'm a fan of what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
guys put out something about who came first, this artist, that artist. You talk about some history thing. I had to block that off altogether because I was working on my album.
Right.
So you guys are curators. That's what you're supposed to do, right? But me as an artist, if I let that contaminate me, that's what I call OHDS, old head deficiency syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Understand? Old head deficiency syndrome is when you have Al Bundy running through your veins, being you think
Talk
about
about
Polk
it.
High, the touchdown you scored back in the glory days. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Varsity Jacket.
Varsity Jacket, them things, you know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, yeah, we're celebrating my 30-year anniversary of Backbone Slide, but what am I celebrating with? With a brand new 12-track album, you see what I'm saying? But if I was to listen to how great I was while I'm doing all that and how great things were back in the days, that can contaminate my growth, you know what I'm saying? And in hip-hop, a lot of times we crutch, it's like a crutch when you keep on thinking of how dope you were
Ageism.
back.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if ageism is the word, but it's like a liability to you, man. For me, I don't want to hear nothing about who's this first, who's that, whatever, when I'm in my creative process.
Yeah.
Because then I start feeling myself like, yo, I'm nice, I did this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. I wouldn't be able to write songs the way I do and elevate and do certain things.
Yeah.
Now, those rock groups I mentioned, they had evolution. But let's look at someone like Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones in the 50s was doing bebop records, swing records, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Conducting records, composing, transposing, jazz, big band, swing. I'm sure within in jazz in that genre right there must be people beefing. That's almost like with us with the mumble this, such and such, or you know what I'm saying? Or but he evolved to the point where in the 80s, when he's in his 50s, he said, yo, let me do this disco record. This guy named Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But if he was to stick in his little box there, that would never happen.
He would be making the music that became a dead genre.
I wouldn't say a dead genre, but I understand what you mean. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
It's like I'm trying to evolve. That's why, and I love doing new music. Love working with new artists, man. You know, I brought Dusty Wallace out. He was doing the Dusty dance on the red carpet at the Junos. You know what I'm saying? And we had a
brought Dusty to the Junos.
Dusty
eh?
felt good, man. He was doing the Dusty dance on the red carpet at the Junos. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
Yo-we on the red carpet.
Yo,
you know what
that's
I mean?
right. Yo-we.
You feel what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, if I just thought about the high top fade and all them things while I'm creating, I won't be able to do what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
If Quincy Jones, was to think about what he did in the 50s, he wouldn't have been able to have an open mind to create an album like Thriller. You know what I'm
Super
saying?
facts.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at right now with this genre of music, where it's like we got to evolve and not just put ourselves in a little box because they want us to be in a little box. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what I like about you guys is like you guys are closer to my age and further away. But you're talking about a Kodak Black. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about, you're giving me names that I'm going to have to go study, and which I love to do. You see what I'm saying? I'm a student of hip-hop. You feel me?
That's
Yeah, man.
it's obvious.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what's his name? You better let me go listen. You
But what you're doing also, you're setting a precedence, right? Because that also allows other artists who they feel like, man, this is a young man's game, so I'm gonna stop doing music. to say, you know what? No, I can create a legacy of music.
Yes, man.
That's the way you're thinking about it and the way you're approaching it is a way a lot of people should think about it.
They should, man.
Because
Super facts.
it's like you said, the rock groups, that's how they look at it.
The rock
These
groups.
guys, like, look at like Kiss. Like,
Kiss made disco records.
like these guys,
Yeah.
like Gene Simmons, like the man, like if he can still get up there and tour and stick out his tongue, he's still up
He's
there.
still doing it,
He's-
rude boy,
and
with
he
his
does-
platform of heels and tape.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, and them men there are old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
when you think about it, there's a reason why I brought that up too. What was disco? Disco was popular music. So what's
Yeah.
trap right now? Trap is popular
music.
music. So if I'm infusing certain things with, what do we do in hip hop? We extract from jazz, we extract from funk, we extract from reggae, we extract from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. So if trap is a subgenre of what we do, that's why it was so easy for me to do certain things and work with certain artists, because this is us from the jump anyway. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you can stay in a little box and just feel like, okay, this is what you're going to do. Like a lot of people might have wanted Quincy Jones or those type of artists to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I sent my album out to 3 cats who I really rate, just to see their opinion on stuff. Here are the names: Adam Baum, who's on the album anyway;
Alumni.
Quattro Cinco from Ghetto Concept, and Showbiz out of DITC. That's my hip hop brother. So I just wanted to see what they think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, the tracks, what I thought they liked the least is the ones they told me they liked the most, and that
Okay.
was the trap joints. When Showbiz told me, "Yo, Die Empty," that's the one he felt the most. I'm like, good. That means I'm thinking right. I'm evolving. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm evolving. Adam Baum, same thing. He's on Somewhere Down the Line, which is a boom bap, but he's telling me, "Waste You."
Hallucinogenics or something that she wouldn't normally use.
What you doing? Yeah, what the fuck you doing?
Die Empty. I'm like, yo, for real? Okay, cool. Quadro, the same thing. He's emailing me from wherever he's at down south. He
Yeah.
said, that's the track number 9. So to me, it goes back to my point of reference, Quincy Jones. My point of reference, Led Zeppelin. My points of reference, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You evolve and have fun while you're doing it.
No,
you see what I'm saying?
that's the most important
Yeah,
part.
man. You could tell. You saw me how I was bugging out at the listening party.
No, you were real life enjoying yourself.
I was having fun.
Yeah.
And that's what you're supposed to do. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
definitely.
Yeah, man.
You enjoy it, man.
Hell yeah.
You mentioned Showbiz.
Yeah.
How was it working with them on the 3rd album, the Nah This Kid Can't Be From Canada?
Dope.
You
That's
worked
my
with
brother.
Showbiz,
Yeah.
DJ Premier, all those guys.
Nah,
on
I
that.
work with-
It was just Showbiz and
It was
AG?
just show, man. It was just show, and I did background work on a track called "Hard to Kill." It was me, Big L, and Kid Capri.
Oh,
So you're gonna hear my
Boom.
voice on "Hard to Kill." You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So those
man.
times we weren't sending tracks back and forth to each other like we were now. So you were in the studio with these
I was in the
guys.
studio with him.
What
I
was
got
that
there
experience
first. I
like?
got there first, and then Big L came with a guy named Herc McGruff. Herc McGruff, I think his name was.
Harlem.
Harlem, yeah.
Yeah. Cam and them guys crew.
Exactly, but that's before all them times.
Yeah,
That's like
big Children of the Quarantines.
Flamboyant.
before Flamboyant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so this is Children of the Quarantines.
Yeah, maybe even before Children of the Corn. That's 1992.
And
Big
when
L
did-
just did Yes You May. All he had was Yes You May with Lord Finesse, the Yes You May remix. Because my man Percy P, who I've done a record with, he was on the original Yes You May
Yes.
record. You see what I'm saying? So I got to the studio, and then Big L came through, and he was like, "You the engineer?" I go, "No, I go by the name of the Maestro Fresh West, man."
Wow.
And then Kid Capri came later. Then Show put us in the booth, and then we did the backgrounds for that. You know what I'm saying?
Sick.
It was
So
just
that,
crazy, man.
I'll be honest, man. That brother they just accepted me with open arms, man. They didn't care about where I was from. They just know I was dope,
Yeah.
and I love hip hop.
Talent spoke for itself.
Yeah,
And
you
the
know,
love.
and the love, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the first wave, because you can look at what Scott LaRock and KRS-One with the Mishi Me single, Elements of Style, in 1987. So like New York and Toronto, we've always had them
Was a
things.
baby.
Yeah, she was part of the first Priority crew.
You see what I'm saying? So we've always had that appreciation.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to tip your hat off on
Yeah,
that level.
yeah.
But getting back to the Showbiz and the DITC, yeah, them cats gave me love. Buck Wild was up and coming. He gave me a rhythm. We didn't end up recording it.
Okay.
That's my brother, man. I'm gonna keep it like that. I got the utmost respect for my brother. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's my brother.
That's just crazy, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing with him, he's one of the most respectful dudes I know. Him between Showbiz and Chuck D, those are the cats that gave me the most love for the fact that I'm just me.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? And still, like, I
Yeah.
wrote a book called Stick to Your Vision, And Chuck D wrote the foreword for my book. That's one of my music highlights, man. You know what I'm saying? And what have you. So
yeah, man,
definitely. And speaking, getting back to DITC, Lord Finesse is on the new album. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dope,
he
dope,
produced
dope.
track number 2, which we're going to finish shooting the video for.
Yeah. Actually, I seen the buzz about that on the gram.
Yeah, man, definitely.
You say something?
No, I'm just taking it.
Taking it in.
Yeah,
man, I was in the studio. I was in the studio with the Wizard Mass them, and it's like.
It's Big L, the one that really like
just a slapper to you, right?
Yeah,
Big L is
my favorite
legend.
artists.
R.I.P. Big L.
I remember Big L came to the studio and it was like, you gotta remember this is like 92 times, right? And then remember Show saying to him like, "Yo, man, you got ice." But that was the first time I ever heard that phrase used.
Yeah, what about the drip, the chains?
Yeah. That was the first time I heard that back then. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you rocking ice. L is rocking ice. So you know what I mean? But it was a good time. So those are my homies, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm glad I finally got a chance to work with Lord Finesse on this album, man.
Yeah.
You know, we did a track, so that's dope. But it's just about evolution, man. But like I said, we don't make records, we make history.
You make history.
Anybody can make a record. But by making history is when you do something, you say something, people check for you later. And coming out of Canada, we got our own history. We look what Drake is doing globally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got a story, man. I went to New York not November the past, November before that. Belly had his concert. I believe it was CBGB's. That was the name of the club in Manhattan, and it was him and Jadakiss was on stage with him. Weeknd came on stage with him. But as I'm going through, there was people just watching us, and I'll never forget this. This dude was saying, "I'm looking for that Toronto sound," and it just made me feel like, dude, we've come a long way.
Yeah, dog.
We're in the central, we're in the mecca of hip hop, where this originated.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing catchers in conversation like, yo, that Toronto sound, man. I'm looking for that Toronto sound. When we came up, we were looking for that New York sound.
Yeah.
We were looking for, while we were trying to find our own
Yes.
sound. While we were, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you ever think it can go this far?
Nah, I can't say I did because I didn't know. No, I knew, I believed in me. But did I think that a cat from my city who told me, the first thing Drake ever told me, because I was doing a show called Instant Star, and he was doing Degrassi. So we shared the same dressing room. My name was Jimmy, his name was Jimmy, my name was Darius. So when I'm leaving, he's coming in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the first thing he ever told me was like, yo, man, what's up? My music is coming. And he wasn't lying. And I always support artists because I'm coming up. People always underestimated me.
Yeah.
So I always want to see artists shine. But to the level like where we're like the top of the global food chain is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let's stay on Mr. Graham for a second, Mr. Aubrey Graham for a second.
Yeah.
So you seen him in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he goes on to be the guy that he is now, like the biggest rapper in the world, basically.
Yeah.
Right? So what other levels did you see him at along the way? Like another interaction, like where you're like, you bumped into Drake, like, I don't know.
My birthday. I had a birthday party at a club called Chocolate. A club called Chocolate, I believe it was like a restaurant / whatever.
Down here in Toronto?
Toronto.
Okay.
And I was drunk, man. I was feeling good. I was with my family. My mom was there. My dad was there. My sister, my brother, everyone was there. We were chilling. Then the next room, I see Aubrey. I see Drake, before we know him as that. He came through. And I believe he was with Voice. I believe he was with a couple other cats.
Marcus Voice.
Yeah, I think he was with him. He came with a whole squad of them. And he goes, yeah, I told you, man, my music is coming. So he wasn't lying. It's like, okay, cool. There's a picture floating around. You see me skinning teeth. And you see him chilling. Yeah, I'm going to send it.
Okay.
But he wasn't lying. I just saw that evolution all the time, man. I'm very proud of him, man.
Okay. Do you remember
Yeah.
Papa Stro album?
It ain't easy, pimping hard, getting down. I put my tongue down the
I think that was like around 2000.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember me doing Street Team for you back in those times?
That's why you look familiar.
I was a fat guy with dreads.
What happened? That's why you look so familiar, dude.
So what happened?
I mean that. I was
I'm like, why
head of
dude,
Street Team at the time.
Dude, look so familiar, man.
Kim McKenzie put me in contact with
Holy
you.
smokes, dude.
Hip hop history.
The crates.
I'm looking at you all the time. Like,
Yep.
is he MC Rumble's brethren? Do I know him from Rumble? I'm thinking about them times. I'm trying to think of like.
I reported to you back and
But
forth.
then you said
Street
Montreal.
Team.
Then you throw me off, and then it's like.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had to send you pictures to let you know what was going on with the distribution of the flyers and the posters and all that.
Respect. That's why it'd be cool with everybody, dude. You could be at the grocery store and someone punch you in the mouth from something you did in '87. You don't know. It's just like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That was
man. 87, man. You fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was like it's not really a question, like, but it's just.
That's
I just
cool,
want to know
man.
if you like, because like
that's why you look familiar. That's why you look familiar.
Well, you met so many people
In my
along
lifetime.
the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just want, even for the artists out there, when they start getting to different levels,
Yeah.
there's gonna be people like they're gonna just keep on seeing people's faces.
Yeah.
Always make sure to treat everybody the same way.
I'll
too.
never forget when I met Brian Adams. He shook my hand official. It was an official handshake. I ain't never forget that, man. And, and tour, like when I came up, I'm spoiled because I learned my media training from Public Enemy. Because when I came out, when I just got my deal, they were coming with the It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back album.
Yep.
So I
Classic.
seen how they compartmentalize dealing with fans, dealing with up and coming artists, dealing with media, and I just watched. I go, that's how I'm going to be.
Yeah.
So that's why I treat people with respect. You know what I'm saying? I learned that from, and a lot of artists didn't have a chance to see all that, but I learned from the best of the best how to interact with people. You know what I'm saying? So respect.
Paid in full.
Yeah. That was shot. Paid in Full was shot in Hamilton and Toronto and New York, man. And my memories with Paid in Full was the same cameraman, Paul Sarasi, who shot Let Your Backbone Slide, was the same cameraman 10 years later who shot Paid in Full.
Sick.
Oh wow.
So when he saw me on set, he made sure I got a little light when I was sitting in the whip beside Money Mitch. He made sure the camera gave me a little light. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, when you're in the arcade with the Buffalo stands, I remember.
Yeah. He made sure. He made sure I got some love up in there. That's Paul
Yo, that was a
Sarasi.
big deal to us. We were like, yo,
Yeah.
Maestro's in Paid in Full.
Yeah.
What was it like with Cameron and all them? Like, what was your interactions with them?
Cameron was peace, man, but my man was Mackay Pfeiffer, man. That was my dude. Mackay was like, because it's like me and him is like we vibes, you know what I'm saying? So I remember all he had was clockers at the time. That was known. So I remember chopping up with him, and I said in the hair and makeup trailer, whatever. I said, yo, let me show you something. Clockers is dope, but your movie A Lesson Before Dying is my joint. And he just looked at me with his eyes open and he said, thank you. And he gave me like a solid as if to say, people don't know that movie. They just know me playing the thug dude in Clockers.
Yeah, they don't
But
know
that
his
movie
range.
showed his range and showed his vulnerability, showing that he's an actor. You know what I'm saying? That this is what he's really trying to do. And I go, yeah, this is what I'm trying to do too. Like I'm studying, taking classes, hoop-de-hoo. I said, what movies do you look at that I should study? Because I use hip-hop as a transferable skills. What did I learn from hip-hop? I learned the importance of preparation and repetition.
Yeah.
So I'm going to prepare in the same way acting now. So this is someone I look up to, Mackay Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
I said, boom, what movies should I look at? Should I study? You ready for what he told me? Pimps Up, Hoes Down, and Wag the Dog.
Interesting. What's that movie?
I said, my man told me Pimps Up, Hoes Down, and Wag the Dog. Okay, I'm going to go to Queen Video, and I'm going to rent Pimps Up, Hoes Down. Then I'm going to rent Wag the Dog. So I watched Pimps Up, Hoes Down first, the documentary. Then I watched Wag the Dog. Wag the Dog starred Dustin Hoffman. And it was a movie about, a fictitious movie about the president having some BS going on in his life, and they're going to fake a war.
Okay.
They're going to create the media, the politics, the politicians are going to fake, his spin masters, his spin doctors rather, they're going to create a war to distract people from what's really going on. So they had the green screen, they had people holding like little pet puppy, and they had like, they put like, you know, wars going on in the back.
Yeah.
To say like the president will say, this is what we have to do. Forget about whatever that I did personally. This is what we're going to deal with. So I'm watching this. I'm trying to think, why did Mackay Pfeiffer tell me Wag the Dog and Pimps Up, Hoes Down? Here's a similarity on my own. Both movies are both, you know what I'm saying? Are both, because Pimps Up, Hoes Down was a documentary. But both of those were about manipulation. As an actor, we got to manipulate that camera so the viewer has an experience.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll never forget that, man, because it was two things from two different spheres, but it made a lot of sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And while we're in the car and he's trying to put on his best Rich Porter, a.k.a. Money Mitch, Mekhi Phifer didn't know how to drive standard. So, but he was learning on the spot. But he was cool doing it, smoking a cigarette, learning. And my head is going like this with him, you know what I'm saying? But he stayed in character, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he did it. And then we had a beautiful time with that. And then later I was doing a movie called Honey. So when he saw me again in Honey.
Movie.
I'm in Honey.
You're in Honey too?
I was in Honey.
Oh, shoot.
I was in Honey. Like in
Superstar
the
Herc.
opening credits. It started to cut you off. What? I was in Honey. Like, it's like a quick, like 5 seconds.
I'm gonna find that.
Jessica Alba, she's a bartender in the movie, and the government, salute the government. She's leaving her shift. She walks from behind the bar.
Yeah.
She said, I'm one of the bartenders at the end of the bar.
Sick.
Me, there's a whole man them from Parkdale. Bobby, flipping. If you really look, you'll see Beer Parkdale man there. In the little, and that was like when we were doing our little background extra things and stuff like that, right?
Dope.
So that was filmed here.
Yeah, that was from government, right? And then
Yeah.
to go back now to Paid in Full, we have a connection
You in
there.
that too?
No, I wasn't in that. I wasn't
No,
in that.
I'm like, yo.
But I'm saying my connection to that was there was a scene filmed in my neighborhood in Parkdale. The scene when he gives him the Benz out front of the building. It's like he just comes out of jail or whatever, and they're like right in front of the building, out front of the building. It's right at King Street, and there's a big 1261 King Street, big building there. The day was raining and everything. Me and my cousin were standing across the street and we're watching them film. And Mekhi Phifer was on set there that day. So we're there just watching the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, like, so that's like the little connection we have to that Paid in Full,
Dope,
because the
dope.
part was filmed right at the top of Tyndall.
I remember DMX came on set one day. He was filming another movie in Toronto too. So he was like, oh shoot, DMX came to the bands that was hanging out
While you were filming Honey.
while I was filming Paid in Full.
While you're paid for
Yeah,
full.
yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that set must have been crazy.
Yeah, DMX was
DMX,
chilling.
Cameron, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's
it was
crazy.
cool, man. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been good, and you know, but hip hop's the foundation. Yeah, I did Four Brothers.
Four Brothers.
I was in Four Brothers too.
Oh my goodness, man! You following me or what, B?
Bro, this
What
is
the fuck?
crazy.
This guy's in every movie
I was
too. That's crazy.
extra background. Four Brothers.
So why don't you take a couple courses, do some forward thing, man?
Hey.
Nah, I don't want to hear that, B.
I slept
Take
on it.
a couple
I
courses.
slept.
No, me, you slept on it.
No, that's
take
what
a
I'm
couple
saying.
courses.
Yeah.
And do some things. Make some more paper, guy.
No, it's true.
You know
It's
what it
so
is? Listen,
true.
I got my youth doing background for Mr. D, but he's 10.
Okay.
He's making paper.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like,
I was
what?
doing it, but then I got legal problems, and you know.
Problems
but
with what? Do it. I'm
no,
just
but that's
saying.
what happened. That's what made me
Okay.
stop. But that's like I never just thought to get back
Look
into
how
it.
look how young you look, man. You know what I'm saying? The real
No.
talk, man. Just this paper, man.
Yeah. So get back to Four Brothers.
Yeah. This guy didn't want to hear what I said. Go on. Go
No,
on, go
I
on.
want to hear. I know. I'm not trying to cut you
No, I'm
off.
playing.
I'm not trying to cut you
I'm
off
just
in any
playing, I'm playing.
in any sense of the form
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
way. But yeah, Four Brothers. We were there in the gym when Marky Mark and Andre 3000, and the next they come in the gym and they take over the gym because the shooting happened, and he grabs the Mark Wahlberg grabs
Where was
the
this?
in Jungle at Jane and Lawrence when he grabs the basketball and they start
Wow.
dribbling in the middle of the court. He's like, yo, yeah, and they take the ball.
Wow,
we're,
okay.
we're there in like
Okay.
the front row there of the like audience in the background.
Yeah.
man.
So okay, let's connect
this
this
is
back
crazy.
now.
That's dope, man.
You're
This
in
is
this
nuts.
Which movie?
You're in this movie, Four Brothers.
Yeah.
You're
Wow.
running around all over Toronto, right? Did you guys do most of it in Toronto, or did you do some of it in Toronto and LA?
Not L.A. That movie was shot in L.A. That was shot up north somewhere. Toronto. But
Jane,
then that
Lawrence.
snow, all that snow stuff.
Yeah, that
was
was
shot
Lawrence.
up.
By Jungle.
No, man, the snow did. The snow when
I
Victor
don't-
Sweets with the with the gun, at the final the climax of the movie, the end with
Okay.
the snow when we were driving. That was shot like I want to say like Simcoe or something, like an hour and a half away from here.
Oh wow.
But we were in cabins, and that was Super Bowl time when Eagles was going against Patriots the first time with Terrell Owens. We all watched the Super Bowl together, all of us, man. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I remember my video Criminal Mind came out. And
Yeah. It's a world full of savages. Parasites, blood suckers, and leeches. I'm crying freedom for the demon.
I was showing Chiwetel Ejiofor, man.
Okay.
He was there watching it, like, cool, man. It was good times, man.
You and Mark Wahlberg, all y'all
Mark
hanging
Wahlberg
out.
is cool, man. Mark is cool, man.
Yeah.
Let me piggyback that question for a quick
Yeah.
second. Did he ever tell you about he's going to be expanding and doing the Wahlberg Burgers thing?
Back then?
Yeah.
Nah.
That's his brother, man.
That's not him. That started
Well, he's
that
part of
brother?
it, but one of his he comes from a large family. But his older brother is like always says, if you watch the show, he's been like, yo, I've always wanted to be a chef. I never realized that I would end up in business with my two brothers and expand it like that. But it's his brother. I think his name is Paul. I'm not 100% sure.
They're all over Toronto.
Yeah, but no, they had. I don't know if they still have a location here, but they had one.
But Mark
down.
was cool, man. Mark is good people's, man.
Yeah.
He was cool with me, man, and we had a good time, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Yeah, I do a lot of film and TV, man. So I saw Tupac do Juice. I'm like, let me try a thing still, man. And I knew he went to acting classes and stuff. So I said, let me try this too. And then more roles started coming. I started getting nice. You know what I mean? And,
You ever meet Pac?
Nah, but I seen Tupac and Biggie perform together. Oh, wow. Who can say that? Wow. I seen Tupac and Biggie. I think the club was called like Mystique or something like that in Manhattan.
Okay.
But Tupac came out, Biggie came out, Bobby Brown was on stage. I don't know what he was doing on stage.
Wow.
Freddie Fox opened up. And
You don't know who Freddie Fox is?
Freddie Fox is dope. That was a big show, man.
That sounds like a big show.
That was a big show. But it was a big little show. Like it was just like Biggie, all Biggie had was party and bullshit. That's all he had at the time.
Party
That's the
and
only tune.
bullshit.
That's
So
crazy.
Pac had to get around and he was doing them tunes.
Yeah.
Bobby Brown was just happy to be on stage with the man's down.
Probably high as fuck. Quick question.
Yeah.
Reality TV. What? You were on that reality TV show for a quick second.
Which one?
It was one of those kind of concepts like how they have like real
But Little
world.
Kim? I was talking about Little Kim?
No, it was like a reality TV.
Oh, Metropia.
Was that what it was
Was
called?
that reality? That was a script. That was scripted.
It was scripted?
Yeah.
What was that whole situation? Tell me about that.
Okay, Metropia was the first probably acting. That was acting boot camp for me, man. I went in there and it was like, oh my goodness, we did like 4 episodes a week. So I had scripts among scripts among scripts among scripts, and that was acting boot camp for me, man. That's when I learned how to sharpen the craft. From that,
Okay.
I got kind of nice with it. You know what I'm saying? Still green, but kind of nice. I'm still studying, taking courses and stuff like that. But when I did that, that's when I got an audition for Instant Star. That TV show Instant Star. I did 1 episode. They liked me so much, they made me a main character. And a couple other actors lost their jobs. They made my character like you never know in life what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But I was, that was just like acting boot camp for me, man. Then more roles started coming in, and you just got to keep it moving, man. Definitely, Then who would have thought I'd play vice principal on Mr. D for 8 seasons, man? That's crazy, you know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah, man. So
That's very consistent. That's good right there, man.
And the thing is, putting out music, I'll be honest with you, I've been inconsistent in terms of putting stuff out. If you look from when I first dropped 89 to 2019, there's big gaps of inconsistency in terms of putting music out.
Yeah.
However, if you want to look at me from a multimedia perspective, I've been very consistent.
You've been busy.
Yeah.
I've been very consistent because look, from 2000 to 2013, that's like TV series. That's like 3 different TV series.
Yeah.
I got nominated for Best Supporting Actor in a Dramatic Role for an HBO joint called The Line. Within those times, yeah, you see what I'm saying? So
I remember The Line.
sometimes I feel like it's slightly intimidated jumping back, putting music out, but I'm like, nah, man, this is what you do, man.
You took like you almost went like the LL route, like you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
like that's the best way I would think to put it, like music, and then just went hard into like the acting and just and now you're gonna make more music
Whenever you want to,
right?
Yeah.
But like it's just like that's how I think to compare it, because like LL was making music and then he got into the TV and then acting, and then now he's like he's
Full
on
throttle.
TV full throttle, like
Yeah, man.
CSI. I don't know if it's CSI, but the show, like he's got his record, like he's the man
He's
now,
the
like
dude, man.
right.
Holy smokes, is he ever?
Right, so like that's comparable if you think of it like that. Like so the gaps, they make sense because you've been working just
I've
not.
been working consistently.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
What about, give us a low point. Went over the span of the career. Give us a time where you're like, fuck, I don't know if I'm even.
When Biggie died, man, I will never forget that. I didn't feel like doing music for a minute, man. When dude died, man, I was like, what's going on, man? I felt like we're going backwards with this, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it. That broke my heart, because, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I felt like I don't want to do this no more for a hot minute, because we worked so hard as a community to get to a certain level, man. That really hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was a time where it was darkness, man. It was like, it wasn't good. And that was a time I felt like not doing stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about it. But I've been blessed with being able to still do other things, man. Like, I put out a book in 2010. I started working in 2008, you feel me? Drake wrote me a beautiful testimonial. How cool is that, man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's blessed.
It's like I find other things to do besides hip-hop, man. One thing I learned, me, Farley Flex said a while back, and stays in my head, is like, don't go through life thinking you deserve something. You know what I mean? And I always remember that. I don't go on thinking I deserve this, I deserve that. Nah.
Yeah.
If you want to give me credit for or accolades for being this, that's good. When I leave this, I got CP24 in the morning.
Yeah.
After that, I'm shooting the video. The next day, I got an audition. I'm studying. I got monologues to remember. You see what I'm saying? So my thing keeps going. I embrace the moment for a minute, but I don't want to lie in my laurels, man.
You're
know
never
what I'm
afraid to
saying?
change.
Nah, man. And that's what a lot of heads do. They lie in their laurels like, oh, back in the days I was dope. I was there. Thank you. That's for you guys to tell me.
Yeah.
You know? And there will be times like your 30th anniversary that I should sit back and be like, boom. I remember Quadro taught me something from Ghetto Concept. There was an event that I was invited to. A lot of other artists were invited to. But Ghetto Concept wasn't invited to this specific party. So he phoned me and said, yo, Wes, when you go on stage, I want to go on stage with you. He said, yo, I want to go on stage with you. I'm like, all right. He goes, yeah, they didn't invite Ghetto Concept. That's not right. And I said, dude, you're an all-star. If you're not invited, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
He goes, Wes, it's not about me. It's about hip-hop. It's for Canadian hip-hop.
Yeah.
But I didn't peep at the time because I look at him like, I'm a type of cat. If you don't invite me, all right, I'm not going. I got other things to do. You know what I'm saying? But it meant something for him. So when the event came, it was like a whole bunch of artists in order. Cardinal went on stage. Then it was supposed to be me. Then I was going to bring Quadro with me.
Yeah.
But Cardinal beat me to it. He goes, I'm going to bring someone on stage. He said, yo, when I was a kid, these guys had a song called Certified Flow.
Well, he went
when
back.
they said they were certified, that's what made me say I'm official.
Yeah.
That's where he got his name from. Then he brought him on stage, and Quadro felt good, and the crowd went nuts, whatever like that.
Yeah.
That was a moment in time, not for Quadro, not for Ghetto Concept alone, but for Canadian hip hop. So certain things I should do is to document, like the Junos, for example. It's good that I'm there. You know what I'm saying? It's good for me to be there because, you know, I'm the reason why there was a category in the first place. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hate it or love it, I'm the reason why they gave that category. The first recipient of that award, for what it's worth, is yours truly. You see what I'm saying? They never had a category before.
Yeah.
So the fact that
they never needed one. Think about it.
The fact that 30 years later I'm on stage and I'm like introducing Nav, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm seeing Killy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm
New
seeing these artists.
generation.
Yes, man. You know what I mean? It's like it's not for me alone, but it's for Canadian hip hop. You know what I mean? So sometimes things you got to do that.
No, it's a blessing too, man, because you've gotten to see all the different eras of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, and like with all of us at the table, we're all at a certain age where we got to see like the beginnings, the middles, and all the end. I have a Drink Champs-esque kind of question. Okay, what's your favorite era in hip hop?
Oh, come on, man. What do you think is my favorite era of hip hop, man?
I don't know.
Pete Rock, CL Smooth, Showbiz and AG. You know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang Clan, Illmatic. You know what I mean? Like the 90s, like the early 90s.
golden age,
Yes, man. That's my favorite, man. That's when it was like snares. The snares was
That's
heavy.
what I listen to at home all the time.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite stuff.
No, because you know sometimes I hear some people say, "Oh, it's now." You know what I'm saying? Some people like it.
Now it's dope too. Like I think my new album's dope.
Yeah,
It was dope. Are you
agreed.
kidding me?
Yeah.
My album's dope. I'm not even asking. I'm telling you. I saw your facial expression when I was playing them tunes. You look at me like, is this Stro?
You know,
what
there
I'm
was
saying?
the one when I first walked in. I was like, it was like a real head nodder one. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Very-
head naughty.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like,
with me and Tona, we did something. Me and the Mazam do certain things because I'm growing and I'm having fun doing music. You see what I'm saying? So sonically, it's too early right now to say, but for sure, my last album, Coach Fresh, was my best album, hands down. Sonically, top to bottom, it was my best album. Not necessarily my favorite album, but sonically, the way that was put together, it, you know, was really dope.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what I'm going to think about the Champagne campaign. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 42 minutes, 39 seconds of pain, man. You know what I'm saying? The way we put the interludes together, sequence stuff together, sonically with the boom bap, the funk, the trap, the rock, with the reggae. You know what I'm saying? I had Blessed over singing over a trap rhythm. Who does that? You see what I'm saying? You
Big time reggae artist.
I did a few certain things together, man, that I'm proud of that. So I'm going to see. It's up there with Coach Fresh.
Yeah.
And I don't care about the accolades or what it sell, what it stream, whatever. I'm just talking sonically right now. That's a dope album. This one here is a dope album, and that's why we celebrating.
No, I'm glad that you even brought it up too, because like it leads me to some of the last questions I have for you right now. Right, like, what's your favorite song off of there right now?
This is a tough question. Die Empty is a dope tune, man. Die Empty is dope. A lot of people rock with the minor chords is dope. The Waist Youth is dope. What you call the Lord Finesse joint, but Drama with Tona is a crazy tune, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tona's a dope MC.
Yeah. Which one are you feeling yet? Which one?
Right now, I like the Drama joint with Tona.
Yeah.
And I guess I could say Waist Youth is my favorite right now.
Yeah.
But it's because I can't give it a complete honest opinion.
Yeah.
Because Waist Youth is the one I heard the most.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody put out a Waist Youth dance challenge yesterday. Like
really,
kids is loving that, man. You know what I'm saying? So
that's good.
Yeah, man. I'm just having fun with this. Who would have thought?
Yo, that's super dope, man.
Who would have thought? Like hip hop. You see, I'm 51 in a couple of days, my G. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I'm still evolving, doing music, and it's cohesive. I heard you say the other day, it's like I'm in the pocket. Of course I'm in the pocket, because what we do is we're supposed to do this like organic now. You feel me? So what were my points of reference? Rock groups. You know, what was the other points of reference? Quincy Jones. The Quincy stick doing like big band? Nah, he expanded. He kept on expanding, trying different things. If you look back, if you go on YouTube, you'll probably see a 1975 tune with Quincy Jones rapping.
Wow.
When did Rappers Delight come out? 1979.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones was rhyming in 1975. This is the same guy who did all that, and later on in the 80s produced Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So why should I stick in a liquor box just because, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man. We do it to ourselves a lot, and billions of dollars have been put in to keep us
stuck in a box.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to just, do my thing and have fun.
That's so true.
With all the like people that you've met, accolades that you've collected, the ups and downs.
Yeah.
What piece of advice can you give to like a 16-year-old, 15-year-old who's like, yo, I want to be a rapper, like in 2019?
One is don't assimilate, man. Don't assimilate. Innovate, man. That's what you're supposed to do. There's a lot of assimilators out there, but the ones that I gravitate towards, the innovators. That's why I say we don't make records, make history, man. One of my favorite songs, if not my favorite song I ever made, you guys might laugh, is I Know Your Mom. That's like a favorite tune for me. You know what I'm saying? Why? One, it had comedy in it, but that could have been a Johnny Cash record. The way that was put together. That could have been a reggae tune, the way I put together.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you look at a Smokey Robinson or Burt Bacharach, look at Burt Bacharach. He's you might not know who that is, but Burt Bacharach did Walk On By. Isaac Hayes did his version of Walk On By. You see what I'm saying? Slick Rick did his version of that. You know what I'm saying? That's Burt Bacharach. He's one of the greatest songwriters. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want my songs to transcend. Do you get what I'm saying?
Timeless music.
Timeless, man. See what I'm saying? So another one, like I said, don't make records, make history.
Make
so 30
history.
years, when you commemorating, people check for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, man.
Yo, man. It's crazy, man. Just to be able to chop it up with you here,
man.
it's an honor for us. You know
Man,
what I'm
I
saying?
used to run home
Yeah.
back in the day to catch Rap City.
Now you're right here in front of me, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Blessing.
Like this is.
Yeah.
This
But
is
you got to
history.
think about it. What did you just say? Say that again. One more time. Back in the days, you had to do what?
I had to run home to go watch Rap City
Yeah.
at a certain time. If
Yo.
I didn't run home to catch it, I'm not seeing it.
Do you remember what
And
day?
man,
Do you remember what day of the week that
It
was
was
on?
Tuesday.
Or Thursday.
Oh,
It was
sorry.
Thursday.
My
With
bad.
T, with the T, it's okay.
And then if you're lucky, you may see the video again on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't get your VCR ready and you're not recording,
Now what do we do? touch a button.
Or
Yeah.
go on the
And it's
gram.
right there, and you could download that right there, and you see it's a different
Man.
time right now. We're from the era of the physical, we're living in the era of the digital right now.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of crying over spilt milk, and saying, "Oh, back in the days it was that," I'm evolving. I'm having fun, man.
No,
I'm
for
having
sure.
fun, and you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
tell by what I'm doing, man. You know
No,
what
for
I'm saying?
sure.
Yeah,
No, man, we appreciate you even like making it where we can have a hip hop scene out here, and then continuing to push the culture forward.
Oh,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Well, let's just keep in touch and all that good stuff, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? And if you have any more questions or whatever, you know, we chop it up.
Yep,
Certain
so-
things I'm gonna say off camera. And things, you know what I'm saying?
So I want to hold you for a quick moment.
Yeah.
Right. We have something called Smoke and Mirrors.